mind very easily. So it comes back to like, yeah, the world, what should I do? Because I cannot fix it. So we give up very easily. So that's why it is, I think, the gap of the language. But the meaning is the same. When we say self-compassion or the renunciation, the self-compassion is change the object thinking of others. You just put yourself. So I wanted to get out from the suffering. That is known as a renunciation. And that's also self-compassion. So it carries the same meaning. Yeah. Yes. The mic.
Yesterday, on page 31, you discussed this saying by Tsongkhapa, I think, Lama Sevingpa has passed away.
Yeah.
From Atisha, I came to Tibet. Even in India, there was no tradition of training the mind in love and compassion according to the Paramita system. Then the last sentence, I don't understand what it means then. In the tradition of secret mantra, there are many who train their mind. So does it mean they do according to the paramita or they don't, or I don't understand?
Oh, yeah. Which page did you say? 31. 31. So in the tradition of, because Adisha is saying, in India, the people are studying and meditating and practicing Mahayana system strongly, but they don't follow which is according to the Paramita system. And plus, they are following in the tradition of secret mantra. That means the Tantra. So, which is not safe because it brings more kind of self-grasping. Actually, Tantra is to bring down the self-grasping and the self-cherishing at the same time, and to actually invoke the subtlest and the energy for the well-being of other. This is how the Buddhist tradition of the Tantra should be practiced. But if you only practice the Tantra with self-cherishing and everything, and you might harm yourself more, and you will harm other people more. So that's a bit scary, actually. So that's why Adisha is a bit worried about India. Also Tibet. He said, even in India, so that gives a hint. Even it means in Tibet it's already there. So that's Tantra is already there. So if I connect this, how it is kind of a, why this comes from the Adisha's from Adisha with a very sad way he's saying this is at the time of Buddha, when this great the scholar of Buddha, one arhat went for begging alms. And then what happened was he crossed through some of non-Buddhist people who were criticizing Buddha Shakyamuni a lot. And then he dearly cannot hold to this kind of argument. And then he he didn't want to say anything and harm them, but he wanted to feel like, oh, these poor people, which they know my master very well. Maybe if I put some kind of miracles and magics, that we are also powerful. We are not just like a simple Buddhist monk. We are so powerful. So that the Arhat display lots of miracles in front of them, and they were like stunned. And then they felt like, wow, amazing. If the student is like this, the master should be much more than that. So then they start praising Buddha a lot. And when this thing happened, then the people wanted to meet Buddha. So many follower, non-Buddhist people start walking with this arhat towards the ashram, I guess, where Buddha is staying. So Buddha was in the meditation, and then he heard this loud noise coming from outside. So he asked his students, what is this people making lots of the noise about? So the Buddha was informed that because this arhat did some miracles in order to protect your teaching. And then Buddha was not pleased. And then what did Buddha say? In a very sad mood, he said, now the degeneration of Buddha's teaching has started. So what does that really mean? Now, Buddha was up to now emphasizing every people that don't follow the people, a person, should check on the teaching, rely on teaching, not the person. So now, from this day on, people will start looking for the people who can do so many miracle things, not the teaching. So Buddha said, my whole effort to give to the sentient beings as a gift is all this. For countless time, he been accumulating lots of merit for the well-being of sentient beings. It's these teachings that he wanted to share. So now people will not look at the teaching, but they will go more focus on what people can do, sort of like magical powers. Similarly here, Adisha is saying the same thing. They're not doing as a practice, as a system where Buddha has taught, but now they are practicing Tantra without having any background of these teachings. So that connects to that.
Training the mind is not right, or many who train their minds without paramita? I don't
yes,
understand.
that's without the paramita.
Training the mind is
Yes, that's dangerous. Yes. That should be like more comma, not the full stop. The comma, then it connects. Yeah. So this is very powerful. That also connects to the story of the Adisha, where yesterday I mentioned here. What really catches my heart by Adisha's biography, which section is where even he is so qualified. He has these miracles, powers. He can have the visions, and he can teach very well. But still he is looking for bodhicitta. So that really is something. So similarly here. Yeah, so it's clear now, right? Isn't it? Quite clear? Okay. So my question to you all, we hold bodhicitta as a one of the precious mind. So once you practice bodhicitta, many of us have this deep question. It is kind of invisible. We don't ask this question. But some people do ask question to their masters. So the question is, how much you think of others, put effort to help others. So what will you get? What is a benefit for yourself? So if you cannot answer this question, so then you are locked on the side of the peace, liberation path only. So we will just say like, yeah, now I'm so tired, so I will take care of my own good things. I don't interfere others. So automatically this will turn. So we need to answer that, and we need to ask this question again and again. So anybody want to answer that on this? Venerable?
One word, happiness.
Happiness? Oh, okay. So actually when you try to help others, there could be happiness if they listen to you. but you have a person that who you really wanted to help. So then still, yeah. So still, it is so hard to deal with that person. Forget about the lifetime. Just for 1 month, you cannot deal with that person. It takes your energy a lot. So even you think like, I wanted to practice bodhicitta, so that person takes your hope. So then it also, even we will feel always limited. And whenever we feel limited, then we will get tired. So then we focus on the happiness, but somehow we will end up, in English we have exhausted. So how do you deal with that?
I think you can't be attached to the result.
What's that?
You can't be attached to the result.
Test the result?
Whatever I'm qualified to help doesn't help them.
Uh-huh.
But by the thought that I'm cherishing their happiness,
Uh-huh.
the result is that I'm happy. I mean, I can't, it's their karma, I don't know what the situation is.
Mm.
There's no excuse not to try to help.
Mm-hmm.
But to have my happiness be based on whether I'm successful or not, we can't know.
Mm. Okay. So without any expectation, you wanted to help, right? So without an expectation, that it's very confusing for us sometimes. Having expectation, if it is like too much, then it's a problem. If you don't have a hope, then there is no happiness either. So we need to stay very balanced in this. So now, answer to that, yes, happiness is there. Like when I help them, I feel very happy. That's your own benefit, right? That's your own benefit, the happiness. You mean like happiness of others? Or,
The purpose is not for my happiness.
uh-huh.
But the result of cherishing them, I get the benefit of being happy. There's happiness.
Okay.
It's like my purpose isn't to help you so I can be happy.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Oh, yeah. So the result when they were happy, or
Whether they're happy or not, I can't control them.
yes. So then, how do you gain the happiness?
Because of like good motivation.
The bodhicitta is not just a motivation.
No. But
Yeah. Now we need to connect that, right?
bodhicitta is
Uh,
the wish to be happy. I mean,
Mhm.
the wish to become Buddha in order to benefit.
Yeah.
Right?
yes. Yeah.
And so, and even the Buddha couldn't
Yes.
benefit everyone.
Yeah.
Like that.
Buddha,
So,
Buddha can. No, this is really, this is very debatable. Buddha can,
I'm going to lose.
but he is full of patience. That doesn't mean he cannot do it. Because you can, but you need the right timing, right motivation of that person. You need to see, like 100 years later, I can definitely give this teaching to him. That means I can have a quite profound and this way of waiting, like, okay, I definitely can do that. So that becomes, you will never give up on them. So once you don't have that, that's why we want omniscient. The Buddha's the one uniqueness of the quality is the omniscient, so that he will know what's going to happen very long term. So now for becoming before Buddha, for us, like we as a sentient being, ordinary sentient being, so what will be the most amazing thing to feel like if I really wanted to help others. I wanted to give the most helpful thing is to give them to recognize their own dharmakaya. That's our job, isn't it? So once you try to do that, then there's lots of obstacles. So on that level, even you think like I'm going to help them and help them recognize their dharmakaya, and that for me what I would get at the same time, it's not only just throwing a ball on one, like it is like a ping pong, like just throw there, it comes back, throw it back, it comes back. So that good thing, there's a hint when we talk about bodhicitta. So then we have these two, what we call aspects. Aspects, I think aspects for yourself and for others. There are two. That's there already. So if you don't make a very clear statement, you like that, then it's very difficult. It's very tiring. So what I really meant here, when we focus on the two aspects, many of us, what we intend to do is to help others, but you won't feel like I'm giving hundreds, but I will get 1,000. That's a business, right? That's a very good business. That's so that's why His Holiness always says, Bodhisattvas are so smart. Bodhisattva is the most smart person. They really know how to cherish themselves. Self-cherishing could be a problem. They really know how to cherish themselves. So we can connect something there. We can definitely connect something there. So what I really mean, how much the person who is not looking for to become a Buddha, okay, but they really wanted to have a Dhammakaya. Person who wants to have a Dhammakaya and not the Sambodhakaya, right? So I have noted down here this one. This one is quite rare because this comes with my theory, a bit of my theory and my teacher's theory, and then we got little resources. That's a very interesting part. So when we hear about the three types of a disciple, the Buddha's disciple, one is the hearers, and then the second one is Partika Buddhas.
Solitary.
Yeah, not the solitary, just in the solitary is the one sect of the Partika Buddha, the Partika Buddhas. And then the third one is Bodhisattva. The Partika Buddha is not a Buddha. But what they are, why they call a Partika Buddha, many people have no idea. So because they love the idea of Dhammakaya, they don't want to awake from the meditation, the emptiness. They wanted to stay 24 hours as a Buddha can do. They feel like, then I don't need to have all the ordinary appearances and everything is gone. So I'm totally focused on the Dhammakaya. So they put a lot of effort there because they see some benefit for themselves. They're strongly there. It's nothing to do with to help others. Yeah, self-cherishing.
But
Mm-hmm.
can you get a Dharmakaya if you are not interested of
Sambodhakaya.
Upakaya?
Yes, you cannot. It comes.
It's not
It
a
it
Dhammakaya,
comes
is it?
like a package. You know, yes, it's a package. Yeah, but many people like they wanted to like I have already have that. I want this. Why are you being so ridiculous? I want this. So who does that? Partika Buddha. So they don't want the Sambodhakaya because this is to benefit others. But for them, they need the Dhammakaya. Now, in what will, when you try to help others, the wish to become, to stay on the focus forever on the Dhammakaya, you will get that for free. That's the point here. So when we know, we might have so many descriptions about what is Buddha, fully enlightened, fully awakened. What does that fully awakened really means? Because if you have, at the time of the meditative equipoise, you are fully dissolved into the reality, which is the shunyata. No mistaken mind. Uncontaminated mind. But then you, as a sentient being, you have to awake from that kind of meditation. So that's we call the post meditation. So then you will have all the ordinary appearances, and then your minds are contaminated again. So in order, when you become a Buddha, so you don't have any contaminated mind. And then why Heart Sutra is so beautiful? Because Buddha didn't give any teachings directly. All his students does the thing through his blessings. And then what he really has to say is like, well said, well said. And I say, how easy is that? So now, similarly, like His Holiness is with us at the moment, why we are discussing all this, we are rushing to Morajambi, all these activities. If the Buddha is alive, if we go to His Holiness will say, I don't know, this is your own thoughts, you are going. But if the Buddha is alive, we go to him and say, what is the purpose of that? That is definitely through the blessings of His Holiness. We couldn't really feel this. Now when His Holiness won't be there, it will be so difficult for us to have this kind of meeting, go to this kind of pilgrimage. Even we go with this kind of a harmony, this kind of the energy shift would be something else. So that's why the power where there is a Dhammakaya is active. So then the influence, the effect of that is very strong there. That's why we are requesting His Holiness to stay very, very, very long life. So we can feel it. We still, even His Holiness not saying so much, not that we feel worried what's going to happen. So still He's there, then we feel like quite relief. So at the time of Buddha, same. I give you one example. At the time of Buddha, what happened one time, it was the power of supreme body. We call it supreme body, isn't it? Yeah, Chog Tulgu. Chog is supreme. Emanation body. There, yeah, the complete supreme emanation body.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Buddha does have that. So at the time of the Buddha, when there's a king who is a disciple of Buddha, every time when he's on the elephant, he's going with his bodyguards, okay, thousands of army on the elephants. No royal roast that time. So, so then, whenever he sees Buddha approaching near him, he will jump from the elephant. But he never gets hurt. Amazing. Then one time when the Buddha passes away, so the representative of Buddha, there is one Arhat. He shows that king shows the same respect to that Arhat as he has shown respect to the Buddha. So then, when that Arhat was going with his students, then the king sees that Arhat and he just jumped from the elephant, and then he didn't get hurt that time. And then the Arhat approached to the king and said, from this day on, if I am not looking at you, please try not to do that. You will get hurt. Because Buddha does not need to look. When you are doing it, his concentration, influence has, until he's alive, this is active. But for me, if I don't look at you, I cannot save you. That's the difference of the power of Buddha Arhats. So similarly, this is very unique. It's not only unique about this looks like a fairy tale. Like, oh, this was just flying and jumping. But if you look at our ordinary life, one family, the grandfather is there, then everything goes so smoothly, business so good and everything. But then that grandfather dies, and even the son is more educated than the grandfather. But somehow this degeneration family starts very quickly. We see that. So same thing. So now I'm going back. I'm going back to the, when you think about others, to help others, benefit others, to bring bodhicitta, what will you get? You need to really think. We are born business mind. Yes. And yeah, when you say enlightenment, you really need to feel like, yeah. You really need to realize all these activities. You need to think, whatever I will get the Dhammakaya, I will get the Rupakaya, Sambhodhakaya. Through this, I can be wherever level. Right now, I don't have this. This is why I'm suffering. I feel limited. So if I don't have this, there's no way to help others. So that's why we make this certain prayer. And now, surprisingly, in the sutra, in Tantra, it has a different way of doing the practice to bring the, I think, Rupakaya. But in a sutra, only in the Abhisamaya Alankara contains that kind of a teaching. So that's why Adisha the Great came to this island, okay, in this island, because he really knows that once you practice bodhicitta, thinking of mother sentient beings, automatically you get all this power, that you become effortlessly 24/7, like a sun that there's no way one day it will shine and one day it will not shine. It's not like that. It's like shines 24/7. So similar like this, when we make a prayer, like I wanted to, when we say Sangye Chodam, Soji Chodam, this kind of prayer we do when we say I wanted to become a Buddha for the mother sentient beings, you really need to think, I want to be effortlessly, I wanted to be available for each and every mother sentient being. I really wanted. If I don't become a Buddha, I will be not that kind of available. So this is something that we need to put all this together. And then one of the best prayer the Shantideva has given us is, what was that? That once you get the first bodhicitta active, it is similar like right now we need to motivate every time. I wanted to help sentient beings because sentient beings are so kind. I need to include my enemy too. Let's do it. You have to put all this emphasis and effort. Even you don't like it, you're doing it. So once you first turn this will inside, the bodhicitta will inside you, the first effort takes a time, but once you turn it, then the first effort, that why we say the first bodhicitta becomes the door to the Mahayana. So once you active that, so then as we really don't need to turn it again and again, it just starts by its own actively. And to stay that more active, we don't directly say I wanted to put water to the bodhicitta, but of course we have to say, in order to maintain this bodhicitta, I wanted to hold dearly and put water to the great compassion. So it's more you have a better, stronger compassion, the bodhicitta is more active. If you notice in the scriptures, when we say we are under the sway of negative emotions, and then also in the scripture it says that person is under the sway of the great compassion. It does not say under the sway of the bodhicitta. There's a little difference there.
I was just trying to hear sway.
So that
We were talking the word under the sway.
under the sway, yeah,
I was just trying to.
under the sway of negative emotions that we are, and then normally we don't, in the scripture there is not very much there, maybe one or two times, I really don't know, under the sway of bodhicitta. Most of the text it says under the sway of the compassion.
Okay.
So that's one thing that you guys really need to think, why not? Because I give you one hint. In the entering to the middle way, Chandrakirti said, in the beginning of the entering to the middle way, it's very clear. He said, the great compassion is important on the beginning, in the middle, at the end. He says that. And at the beginning, it is important as that he give the example saying it is similar as a seed. And then he said it in the middle, it is important as a water. At the third, it's important as the fruit which is ripened. So that's something that now we need to think. But in the whole text, he didn't say that bodhicitta is like this, three times important. Not like that. So keep this in mind. We don't need to just why, but slowly it will come to you, because I kind of give you a hint in my thesis here. Yep, so I'm speaking a lot. So 就是书本的习惯不对吧？就书本的习惯吧了。Okay, so we can now take one more question. Anybody have one more question? Thank you.
So Rinpoche, thank you for your explanation. But okay, so the question that you asked at the beginning, right, is why we are helping others. Were you asking in general, as in like motivation to always look out and help other people, or are you talking about out, the bodhicitta, the contrived bodhicitta that we were discussing. Because, I mean, initially I was a bit confused. I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
you were asking about daily life, why you are helping people. But then, yes, subsequently you were talking more about the bodhicitta aspect. So, yeah, so just want to clarify
Yeah.
on this point.
This can be for both actually, but here I focus more on bodhicitta because I wanted to connect to help others to become Buddha, and then great compassion, and then Dharmakaya. I wanted to, because this comes with one in one package. So many of us, when we are like having a quite a motivation to practice Dharma, then we say all the mother sentient beings something. But because at that time you feel like I wanted to help, and then when you sit with one person and you cannot deal, and then you will get tired, and then you will feel like so difficult, right? So then you block your mind. That time you will have to say that, oh, it's gone. Oh, it came back. It came back. It's alive. So, okay, gone. That's it. So if you don't have that kind of understanding, then we give up very easily. We never feel like I cannot help this sentient being, so therefore I wanted to become much stronger. We never ask this question to ourselves because we lost the faith that we don't have the faith to become a Buddha. That's a very clear sign. So we stop somewhere. So that's the one sign of the self-cherishing. So I cannot do it. I don't know how to do it. And then you don't ask like, at that time, now I give you a hint. At that time, even you are not very close to the bodhicitta yet there, but who would really push you is how much great compassion you have. If you have a more greater compassion, you will never say that. And then in a daily life, forget about bodhicitta and fully enlightenment. For normal people's life, let's say normal, in an ordinary way of life, when you give a piece of advice to other as a person like your children maybe, whom you love so much, okay? With the compassion you advise, without compassion you advise, two different things. With the without the compassion, let's do it. You try to give advice 1, 2, 3 times, and then if that person is not listening, and then you will become so angry. I am telling you to do it, you are not doing it. Why I'm saying this, and you are not listening to me. It goes directly to you. But with the compassion, it's different. You are not listening, and then he will put a little gap there, and then he will feel like, what are other methods that I need to him to study, him to listen to me, because it's not important that he's listening to me or not. It's because he will face a problem in the future. That stays. Not because he will not get frustrated, because he's not listening to me. So that compassion is focused on that person. He is not listening. downside is on him. So I feel very sorry for him. I need to save him somehow. That's there. Not because you will be no chance to. Even I also tell some of my friends and students in Dharamsala, I always emphasize on them how attachment is so bad towards your own religion. Even if you say you are Gelugpa, Sajja, Nyingma, Gaju, whoever you think that you are, if you hold to your teaching without this attachment, if somebody criticizes your master, your religion, towards your faith, if you don't have strong attachment towards your own thought and ideas, you would have a courage to listen to his criticism. And then you will feel like, oh, he's not getting the right ideas how I hold. So of course he can be mistaken for sure. Of course he could be angry. Hatred is there. I feel so sorry for him. And there's no room at all bring anger, because you hold this thought without attachment. It's more like it gives you more space in you. If somebody criticizes His Holiness in front of me, there's two options for me. One, I will listen to him and think like his way of image of His Holiness Dalai Lama and my image of His own Dalai Lama is too different. Same name, but different people. So no conflict. So we have that, right? So that's the problem here. So similarly, what compassion really gives us is to see how people are so tangled, and then you wanted to help. Not because he's not this morning when we start to free the bird. Yesterday and today also same, right? The last bird really doesn't want to fly. He locked his feet in the cage very strongly, tied up. And you wanted to release, and sometimes it is I'm trying to be good with you, and you really don't want to come out. You feel that, isn't it? You stupid bird. You just feel that. And many people are looking at you. And then something goes nasty, so you just feel like frustrated. It's not like that. So it's more, this is why compassion is always gives you, it's more like to bring more understanding of bodhicitta, we need to practice much stronger compassion. But this is quite important. Yeah. So now these days when I practice bodhicitta, I don't practice it a lot actually. It's very hard, to be honest. But when I practice, this really helps me. It's saying, if I have other sentient beings, I will get some kind of a power and happiness, everything. Even now, I get happiness. My happiness is dependent on you guys, completely. But now, with the genuine feeling, if I can give so much to you all, and then automatically, no doubt, I will receive so much kind of qualities automatically. So that also comes from you guys. So then automatically you feel like I really wanted to connect with these mother sentient beings. And then how do you handle with some stubborn sentient beings?
Rinpoche, in the Sangha Sutra, there's one point there where Sarvasura asks the Buddha about all these beings who've experienced over and over again suffering and death and the changing of realms and things. And Buddha says we have to teach them again and again and again. Like, to me, it
Yes.
seems like this patience
Yeah.
and determination, regardless
Mhm.
of the feedback you get,
Mm.
that you have to continue. You can't-
Yes, that's it. Yeah. That's very, very nice quotation. Thank you for bringing this to us. Now, as Venerable said, I want to do again and again and again and again. When will we do it? When we do have this habit, right? When you get addicted, addicted, then you want to do it again and again and again, tirelessly, right? So now Buddha is addicted to the sentient beings. Can we say that? Okay, yeah. So now we need to generate this in order to get this addiction in a good way. So now this, what becomes most important is this 6 causes and the 1 result, the bodhicitta. This one, to get familiarized or to get connected with the sentient being. So now, this morning I remember telling you all the Guru, why so important to you? Why sentient being so important to you? The one quick answer is kindness. So if you don't see the kindness in the family, if you don't see kindness in anything, how much you say you wanted, you say I love him so much, love you so much. No, you wanted to love that person because you wanted to feel like you wanted love. It's more like through your attachment. It's not, you don't have a particular one good reason. So once you see the kindness, you count the kindness of your Guru, then automatically you wanted to repay the kindness. Even you cannot do it now, you will feel like, oh, when you see, you feel, you hear, automatically the joy, connection is very strongly there. More you have this kind of repeatedly every day. That's why we are doing Guru Puja. The Guru Yoga is always required at the beginning of every practice. That's why. So once you have that, then automatically repaying the kindness will automatically come. And then the Guru does not need anything from us, just our practice. And then they wanted to connect us to the sentient being. There we go, right? So, same idea. Why is sentient being so important? Their kindness. So, the kindness is something remarkable, something. And the most difficult, my teacher would always say, in these 6 causes, most difficult realization to gain is the 3rd one, mercy, repaying the kindness. Most difficult, the most difficult. So it will be difficult because you don't the kindness very strongly. Once you feel the kindness very strongly, like even the person, you know, I give you an example. If he has a lot of money, he might be a billionaire, okay? If you go and knock on his door, oh, we have this society, we help these poor children in Mauritius, be there, or we wanted to open a school, la 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 la, he will not give a penny. But now that the business person got into some kind of life danger situation and we are there to help, and then he will call us, and then he will transfer $1 billion in our account without any kind of stinginess, without, he will feel like that's nothing. Yeah. Why? His kindness. That he connects very strongly. My life, without my life, even I have this, that's nothing. And now, because that guy saved my life, I can still enjoy this. So I just giving $1 billion is nothing now. Oh, now they can connect. So we need to, sometimes some Kadamba Lamas say, to count the qualities of the sentient beings. When we say that, it's like same as counting the qualities of the kindness of the sentient beings. So now later, after this discussion, we take a break and then we will discuss a little bit about if they are kind and they also harmed us and they are harming us, how to stay balanced in that. So we discuss more on that. Okay, but let's take a quick break now, 30 minutes.